Welcome in everyone. I hope your day is going good, whether you are watching this at morning, noon, evening, or midnight. If you are new, help yourself through the channel, see what you have missed, and for my returning fine viewers, I hope my videos and or streams make your day in any way possible. So on this day, Soulcalibur III released 20 years ago today of October 25th, 2005. To prevent confusion, this was its first original release in North America. It will release later for Europe, November 18th, 2005, and then Japan, November 23rd of 2005. Then there was a arcade edition re-release April 3rd, 2006. So today, October 25th, 2025 is Soulcalibur 3's 20th anniversary. Just being able to say that is amazing and crazy. I am a grown man now, and I remember playing this game as a kid. My birthday is October 26th. This game came out a day before my birthday. I remember my grandma planned for us to go to GameStop to buy this game as my birthday present, but since it came out a day before, I had to wait. Being my grandma who she is, we all know how awesome grandmothers are. She surprised me on the day the game released. She already had the game for me and gave it to me early before my birthday the next day, and I can't believe that was 20 years ago now. I thought I'd share that little story since it does relate to this game and is a very fond memory I have in relation to this game. So yes, this video isn't specifically a retrospective. Think of it more so as a celebration to, in my opinion, the last great Soulcalibur game. 4 and 6 are good games, but not great, and I've said how I feel about Soulcalibur 5 so many times. That said, Soulcalibur 3, I will say it now and I will probably say it again later in the video. Soulcalibur 3 is what Soulcalibur looks like at high peak potential, and this is the last Soulcalibur game that I believe was at that level of true pure Soulcalibur, and it has been 20 years since we got a Soulcalibur game as jam-packed with content as Soulcalibur 3, and now there's even Soulcalibur fans and players who weren't even born when Soulcalibur came out. A loyal viewer on the channel said in a comment he was born 2 years after Soulcalibur 3 came out. First off, that absolutely blows my mind. When I read that, it made me start to feel old, and I'm nowhere near old. Like, wow, even thinking of it now really just puts me in thoughts. I guess this is that feeling you get as you get older. Anyways, Soulcalibur 3 was exclusively a PlayStation 2 game, so anybody that had original Xbox or GameCube missed out badly and pretty much got screwed over. If you grew up and never had a PlayStation 2 at the time and wondering why was Soulcalibur 3 only on PlayStation 2 when the last entry in the series was cross-platform, well, that's because Sony helped work on Soulcalibur 3 with Namco, and let's just say there's a lot of licensing there. The game starts off with this random THX animation, honestly annoying and bad. It was loud as hell on the TV, more than anything else in the game, but after that, an intense intro to get you up. Siegfried separating himself from Nightmare, Soulcalibur, the new main antagonist, and a glimpse of his final form Abyss, and I love how Nightmare's Soulcalibur 2 design is part of the Soulcalibur 3 logo. That just goes to show how iconic that design is. Presents him with the title menu, beautiful background, the main menu showcasing historical books with the ocean behind, already a much better title menu and main menu than Soulcalibur 2. I know, I'm sorry. I love Soulcalibur 2 to death, but I had to throw that out there. Jump on the game modes and features later. So let's take a look at the roster. This is a magnificent roster. We have so many returning legacy characters and brand new characters that made a huge impact. Unique weapon styles with unique personalities. Soulcalibur is just a straight up badass with a scythe. Amazing design and a golden eye built up in the story playthroughs for the final boss fight when he transforms into Abyss, who looks like he could be a main boss in a Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden game. Setsuka coming in with a strong backstory to rival Mitsurugi, one of the main poster boys of the Soulcalibur series. Beautiful design for a woman, unlike what we see in today's modern video games. Her weapon is an umbrella with a katana sealed into it called Yugetsu Kageuchi. Very creative of a character in a fighting game. And Tira, who is a lot of people's favorites, she's almost like a Harley Quinn of Soulcalibur, but way more cooler in my opinion. The ring blade, the bird-like design, which is part of her lore, and her split personality of jolly and gloomy. That's fun to listen to. I remember in the character select, I will swap back and forth on her because in one pose she's smiling sadistically, in the other she's mean-faced. As a kid, I always thought that was pretty funny. Olkadin, the edge master of the game, the mimicry of all weapons. Sick design, having an owl for a head and a shredded physique, and is known for going to a draw with Edge Master. You can even play as the final boss Abyss. And guess what? This is not all the roster has to offer. We have secret characters from story mode, NPCs and other entries, future main roster characters like Amy, and legacy characters like Huang and Li Long. And wanna know what's funny? This is the base in-game roster without any DLC. For those of you that may not have been born yet, and probably only play games from the Xbox 360 and PS3 era and up, this is what a fighting game roster looked like. Before DLC, no paying with real money, just earn them through playing the game. When you bought the game, you got everything the game had to offer. View the stages. There's a lot of stages to choose from here, very styled up stages. Clock Tower became a deserving favorite. The Lost Cathedral is very memorable. Auschenberg Castle Battlement made such an impact that it appeared in the next two games. After, and a beautiful stage like the Grand Labyrinth returned from Soulcalibur 2. I do wish the Egyptian crypt stages from Soulcalibur 2 returned as well. They were amazingly gorgeous, but that's okay. And if I may say one thing I can take note of is they do always deliver very well with stage designs for Soulcalibur games. In fact, I will probably say Soulcalibur has the best stage designs in fighting games next to the 3D era Mortal Kombat games. And I like how some of the stages are reprised versions from Soulcalibur 1 stages, like Taki stage, Hoko Temple, Keelik stage, The Proving Grounds, Maxi stage, Indian Port is a more detailed version of his Harbor of Souls stage from Soulcalibur 1, Yoshi stage, which is similar to his Water Labyrinth stage in Soulcalibur 1, but with fire instead of water, and Voldo's iconic Money Pit. Ivy's Soulcalibur 3 stage is in the Valentine Mansion, but a different location than it is in Soulcalibur 1. Also, we have reprised stage soundtracks from Soulcalibur 1, so as a beloved Soulcalibur 1 head, I greatly admire the homage to Soulcalibur 1. And correct me if I am wrong in the comments, but from my understandings, Soulcalibur 3 is the last Soulcalibur game where every single character got their own exclusive stage. Sure, in the future games a couple of characters got their own. Guest characters from other franchises came in with their own stages to help promote, and DLC characters, but not every main roster character got their own stages dedicated to them. Soulcalibur is the last Soulcalibur to do that. Now you are possibly anxious, so we can dive right into the meat and potatoes of the game. First up, we have Tales of Souls, the story mode of the game, which is where you will unlock all the characters, or at least most, on your journey. Are you not exactly fond of just endings or slideshow images for a story? Well, Tales of Souls has more to offer. Actual legit cinematic cutscenes in both the character's story and in the character's endings. And to add a twist, there's quick time events that may change the effect of a battle, and also gives a alternate ending to a character's ending if you fail. You have two different paths you travel to on a map. You are almost always likely to run into Tira and Zasalamel, but there will be optional choices where path A could be an encounter with Raphael, or path B could be an encounter with Ashroth. There are several character paths you can take with QuickTime event cutscenes. It is amazing, and of course every character has their destined rival battles. Half of them are kind of random if I'm going to be honest.
So you don't think that what you're doing is wrong?
Stupid girl. Have you anything else to say? You remember me? You damn freak!
I like your eyes. They're filled with hatred.
Tell me all that you know about that shard.
You've been infected with evil.
I really wish I had my mom's sword right now.
That faint aura. I cannot allow you to live.
My master must be avenged.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's time to end this once and for all. Get ready!
Lady Luck must be on my side today.
But wait, you think you're going to catch a breath? No, dodge this random falling giant cage. Then probably one of the better scenes, the battle between Siegfried and Nightmare. Whoever comes out on top will be the one you face. I don't know about you guys, but 75% of the time I will get Siegfried. Nevertheless, both of these characters got badass dialogue pre-fights against you.
The time is ripe. You shall become part of me. You are my first sacrifice.
If you're after the sword, don't expect to get past here alive. Sorry to keep you. You're up next.
And then, after that, here comes the final fight. Zasalamel transforms into Abyss. This battle is actually pretty hard. Abyss is without a doubt one cheap bastard. I used to die to him 20 times before finally winning, and when I finally did, it felt like I won a UFC championship. And afterwards, to sit back and watch every character's post scene. How amazing is it to not have to sit and read through pictures and you can watch the cutscenes and also stay on your toes to get the good ending? Because remember, like I said, characters have good and bad endings. The last time we had a cinematic ending with two different versions was Soul Blade, which was epic for its time, and while Soulcalibur 4 has cinematic endings, they are honestly watered down to what Soulcalibur III Endings delivered. So this is where I primarily played Soulcalibur 3 growing up. Actually, if you don't mind, let's show a few character endings, especially if you've never played Soulcalibur 3 or seen anything. I really want you to see.
I know, that's it!
Ow!
Ow! What's the matter with you?
You're the one that stopped so suddenly. Why'd you stop?
I just thought of something. Now that Soul Edge is destroyed, it's no fun just to go back home, don't you think?
Huh?
Training! Training! You know you still have a long way to go.
Don't you know when to shut up?
Wait just a little longer, Amy. I shall return to you soon.
Amy! Amy!
Amy, I'm back. Now, let us go to our very own world.
What is this? What? Maxie! Who? Ah! My head! Key-lick? Key-lick? Is that really you?
Maxie, let it go. I'll take care of it with one strike.
Huh? Key-lick! Take us both out!
But I can't.
Just do it! Let's go.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh man, you messed up my hair.
I have to hurry up and find a new body.
What's your name? Hey, what's that thing you're holding, miss?
Do you like it?
Aw, I'm glad.
Take this! Ow! Huh? What am I gonna do?
Cassandra! Oh, Sophitia!
I'm so glad. You're okay. You had me worried.
Sure, yeah, I'm fine. Just fine.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how to fix it.
As you see, they have a variety of flavors. There's comedy, there's happiness, and there's deranged. You got to see more of the character personalities and how they interact with some of the other characters. This was always cool to look forward to after the hard-fought battles through Tales of Souls. And it is not over yet. We have a secret boss fight that I was saving for his own part in the video, and that being is Night Terror.
I will end this once and for all!
Night Terror is the hardest, most overpowered boss in Soulcalibur history. Imagine if Nightmare achieved his final form. Well, this is hell. I will never forget my reaction when I discovered this boss fight as a kid, months after playing. It was a random day and I was randomly playing Tales of Souls like I normally did. I can't even remember what or how I did. All I remember is right before my run ended, I got a cutscene trigger that I'd never seen before, and there he was, Night Terror. I wish you could have seen my reaction. It was like I discovered magic for the first time. I had zero clue this secret was even in the game, and that's what I enjoyed about games back then. That was loaded with secrets. It was a different time. Yes, the internet was around, but not nearly as advanced as today. Most forums and guides were either false rumors or not in-depth guides at all. And YouTube at this time was just starting out very early. Some of you watching may be younger than YouTube. It was such a special moment of achievement when I played Soulcalibur 3. So much I discovered. Night Terror, especially now when you find out how difficult the requirement is to get him. And yes, in some modes you can indeed play as Night Terror. So whenever I'm asked what's the biggest secret I discovered for myself in a game, I always say Night Terror in Soulcalibur 3. Onwards to Chronicle of the Sword. Now this is a fan favorite feature in Soulcalibur 3. A lot of players enjoyed it. It's almost like a mini RPG where you travel around in a top-down view with a created character of your choosing with their own little side story happening. Traveling to different buildings and castles, facing opponents, leveling up your character to get stronger as you progress and face even harder opponents. Chronicle of the Swords is almost its own game, a game inside of a game. And you could be on this all day. As I was playing to record footage for the video, I caught myself playing it longer than I needed to. Fans have been calling for Chronicle of the Sword to come back for years. World Competition. Honestly, this is my least played mode. It is a tournament mode pretty much. Playing in a tournament, battling different characters. All there really is to say, if I'm going to be honest. But something like this would be super fun to do with online feature. Which is why I still hold on to the fact this game should have got a HD remaster with online. That is truly a missed opportunity. I cannot get over it. Soul Arena is actually a mode that kind of flew under the radar in ways. Quick play is basically your standard arcade run, fight 8 opponents with the final fight being Abyss. But mission is like Soulcalibur 3's Weapon Master, but without the world map. You play 12 different challenges in different battle conditions, just like the Weapon Master modes of Soulcalibur 1 and 2. Each challenge has 3 difficulties, easy, normal, and hard. The higher the difficulty, the more gold you are rewarded with. There's challenges like sudden death, beating coins out of your opponent at the money pit, chasing down shop workers, and fighting a giant god statue. Can you possibly ask for more? Alright, you can. You also have a chance to defeat the end be all, Night Terror. Okay, now we move on to what practice has to offer. But not just free practice, you can also build your knowledge with a proper tutorial, training under the great Okiden. Soulcalibur 6, a game made well over a decade later. doesn't have right in front of you without pausing the training menu and going under the move list to play demos. Anyways, there's also a glossary to educate you in Soulcalibur terminology and mechanics, also more polished up than Soulcalibur 6's combat lessons. So you want to learn to become a stronger warrior in Soulcalibur 3, well, Okuden has you covered. Obviously, you got to have a museum. Would not be a Soulcalibur game without one. There's the art gallery. I'll admit, not as good as Soulcalibur 1 and 2's art gallery, but still nice to have and to look at. Battle theater for those of you that like watching CPU fight each other for whatever reason. Exhibition. I love this feature in early Soulcalibur games of watching each character perform their weapon katas, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the last Soulcalibur to have weapon exhibitions, and you best believe they still delivered here. Character profiles. This is the last game to have character profiles in this format, where you can view the in-game character models on their stages while reading their bio and stage lore, and can even listen to their voice dialogues. Who remember doing this? Now in Soulcalibur games, character profiles are just concept art images in the background while you read their bio, no longer this in-depth with the feature. And lastly, there's event viewer. You ever want to go back and watch the different event sequences you discover in character Tales of Souls? Go right ahead. 75% of the Soulcalibur fanbase's favorite feature of all time to be in character creation for those of you that love to sit back in character creation and play dress up all day and don't care about the actual fighting aspect of the game itself. Well, this was the game where character creation originated from, customizing the color palettes of existing Soulcalibur characters and customizing your own created character. There were classes in terms of weapons and of course styling them up how you please. It is not as advanced as later Soulcalibur titles. This was pretty amazing for a game in 2005. This was a game-changing history for Soulcalibur and became the selling point of the franchise, all thanks to Soulcalibur 3. And very importantly mention the shop where there's the 3 shopkeepers, each sell weapons, clothing, equipments for creations, and different in-game features. You see, before DLC took its course into gaming, you did not need to spend real money to come into the shop. Simply pay with your in-game gold that you earned in the actual game itself. Soulcalibur 3 was one of the last of its kind in both fighting games and in video games in general. A game that is the complete package of what it has to offer. 80% of the content in Soulcalibur 3 in today's modern video games will all be DLC. I always felt Soulcalibur 3 was not appreciated enough for what it had to offer for its time. The popular opinion always gives praise to Soulcalibur 2 for everything. I absolutely love Soulcalibur 2, no question whatsoever, but I think Soulcalibur 2 carries a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people, so it plays an influence. Soulcalibur 2 is a masterpiece, but Soulcalibur 3 is also a masterpiece. This game is beloved by longtime fans. Many people love Chronicle of Swords and wish it returned. Where did it come from? Soulcalibur 3. So many people love Tales of Souls and wish a story mode like that would return. Where did that come from? Soulcalibur 3. In the biggest selling market, character creation that has brought many new fans to the franchise would not be here if it was not for Soulcalibur 3 introducing it. We are in times where you pay $70 to $100 for a brand new game that's incomplete. Half of the game is locked behind DLC that you will have to cough up an extra 20 to 30 bucks. Soulcalibur 3 is the pinnacle existence of how video games used to be. So much effort to put in as much content as possible, and all you had to do was play the game, earn the locked characters, stages, and other enjoyable content. With the case of the Soulcalibur games afterwards, how is it that none of them have even half the content that Soulcalibur 3 had? Yes, Soulcalibur 3 has some janky combat issues, which was the main complaint. but that only really affected competitive tournament players, and let's truly be honest, 90% of us were playing this game casually and still enjoyed it and probably barely ever noticed. Soulcalibur, one of the greatest franchises of all time. It is frustrating as a fan because although I definitely see Soulcalibur is undeservingly shafted to the side by other fighting games that I think Soulcalibur is way better than personally, on the other hand, Soulcalibur has always had untapped potential to completely change the landscape of not just fighting games but video games, and I strongly, confidently feel Soulcalibur 3 is the closest we will ever have in Soulcalibur at its highest peak. If this series somehow returns and continues, I don't think we will ever get a Soulcalibur at the magnitude that Soulcalibur 3 was at. And wanna know something? I have said this many times, but in this case, you would think the way I'm talking, Soulcalibur 3 is my favorite. The answer is no. Soulcalibur 3 is not even my favorite. My number one favorite and will be forever is Soulcalibur 1. But objectively speaking, I do believe Soulcalibur 3 is the greatest Soulcalibur game. I will leave it at that to wrap things up. I just wanted to say my thoughts about Soulcalibur 3 on its 20th anniversary. I didn't want this day to pass by without paying tribute to the last amazing game of one of my most beloved series of all time. So let me know your thoughts on Soulcalibur 3. Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you like and dislike about the game? Share your thoughts in the comments. Positive and negative comments are all welcome. Have a nice rest of your day. I will see you next time, and take care.